Movie thoughts. Finding Dory, starring Ellen DeGeneres and Albert Brooks, is the most anticipated sequel to Finding Nemo. Oh my god, I was kind of looking forward to this. Oh, I was also really skeptical of this before going in. Wow. Okay, so it is a animation Pixar Disney film, and it essentially has a big, deeper meaning behind it. So effectively, what happens in the story is that Dory starts to remember her past, and we discover Dory's past through flashbacks of her getting lost from her losing her parents, and then searching the ocean for them, finding them over and over, and it's, every time we learn something new, it gets a little bit more emotional, and we discover a lot more about Dory, and it's a very good way of doing it through the flashbacks, because then you're picking up the information that Dory is forgetting. So basically, the first act starts with Dory suddenly remembering a random piece of information that leads her to where she was born. And so she crosses the ocean with Marlin and Nemo, to basically effectively find her parents. That's the whole film. So she then gets split from Marlin and Marlin and Nemo have to then find Dory, and Dory has to find her parents. Now, that was part of the story that I wasn't too keen on, was the Marlin and Nemo trying to find Dory. I thought in places it got it was a little bit slow. Like, there were little bits that I thought, oh, okay, right, yeah, okay. And there was a lot of, oh, what would Dory do? And then, like, they were trying to overcompensate, and I think they didn't quite need that as much. I can see why they injected that in, was to inject the humour and the fact that Marlin really did miss Dory, and that Nemo was missing Dory, and they did kind of need that. But it didn't really turn out that great. But, well, no. Take that back, Womble. It did turn out great. It's just that particular storyline with Marlin and Nemo, they were the side characters. So it's really a story about Dory, and Dory is the main character of this film, and that is what I wanted. Basically, like, the acts build really well, and you get a lot of character development from Dory, which you didn't get in that first film. Like, all the character development in the first film was for Marlin, and how he was discovering that he needed Nemo, and that he, that was his character development. It wasn't about Dory. Dory was a side character. Now it's the roles have reversed. Like, Marlin doesn't get too much of a development, but Dory is the one that gets all the development, and it is her story. That's why she's on the front of the... It's not like Finding Nemo, where it's really about Marlin finding Nemo. It's Dory finding Dory. That's what the whole film is. It's about her finding herself, and it's a really clever and fun way of looking at it.
I'm remembering something. What was I talking about?
So she goes to this marine hospital, and effectively she bumps into a bunch of other creatures, and one of them, most notoriously, is Ed O'Neill, who voices the character of Hank, which is an octopus, or septopus. He's a septopus, yeah. And I actually really enjoyed his character. He was grumpy in the right places. He was fun. He was menacing. There were times when I wasn't sure if he was going to be good or bad early on in his character introduction. But then you see that he does have a heart and he does care for Dory. And then they become great friends. And basically, I just had a lot of fun with this. But it's not just fun. There's a deeper emotional meaning behind this. The acts build up so well that you get so behind Dory, and you get behind Hank, and even Marlin and Nemo towards the end. You get behind the main characters, and you want them to succeed. And it's also sad as well. There's a lot of sad moments in this, especially with Dory's past, because you realise things that she doesn't. That she's been alone in the ocean for a long, long time until Marlin came along. That nearly made me cry. Like, I don't get overly emotional. Well, actually, yeah, I do. But I was really pleased that they did that, and they did it this way.
I've lost my family.
Where did you see them last?
I forgot.
It's a really risky move to do a sequel to a really great film, and there's only one reason that you would do that, is to make it justified, is if you have something to add. And this had a lot to add. This had Dory's explanation, and it didn't get tiring, it didn't get weird. I felt that it suited that really well. At the end of the day, it was fun and entertaining. The story had heart, it had character, and it's everything you expect from Pixar. It is, in my opinion, one of their best movies, and I think it might have actually be better than Finding Nemo, which is one of my favourites. I think it is, because I really enjoy this. And there's very little bad I can say about it, apart from maybe the Marlin and Nemo bits. I don't think they quite needed as much time that they got. So yeah. Out of 10, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Yeah, there we go. And I'm not going to take this one back. I'm not going to take this one back. I know I did with... Well, I took a 10 out of 10 back and then gave it a 6 out of 10. I'm not going to take this one back. I generally believe in this film. The animation even looks great, and I feel that they have improved on the animation, and it looks up to date and modern. And there's some fantastic funny moments, especially with the the children hands poking in the water. It's just brilliant. Right, okay, I'm going to get off. I'm going to go and edit a bunch of things. I don't know when this one will come out. Maybe this one will come out in a big mass of others, but I will be seeing Suicide Squad soon, and that's going to be a big one, because I've got a preview ticket for that, and I'm excited. Anyway, guys, until next time. Finding Dory starring Ellen DeGeneres. Finding Dory starring Ellen DeGeneres.